Well, joining me now on CEO Hub is the CEO of Skilled Group, Mick McMahon, who's been in the job for just over a year now. Thanks for joining us, Mick.
Thank you, Alan. Yeah.
Now, Skilled is something that was started by and dominated by one man, Frank Hargraves, who did a fantastic job building up the business. What's it like taking over a business that is so much the creation of one man like that?
Yeah, well, it's interesting, and in this case, what we're trying to do is to tap back into some of that history and the real culture that made this business strong. And the way I look at that is that in all my experience of turning around businesses, I'd much rather take a strong brand that's lost its way a little bit and recover it than have to invent a brand. I'd much rather take a strong culture that's lost its way a little bit and recover it than invent one.
Because it seems like the Skilled is in a sweet spot right now. You know, the labour market is sort of growing. The need to do the big energy projects and mining projects all around the place.
Yeah.
I mean, is that a reasonable assessment?
Yes, we feel we are. We've worked hard to position the business for that sweet spot. Just over half of our business is now in mining and oil and gas. We've sold out of some businesses, call centre businesses and underperforming business in New Zealand, etc., to position the portfolio of businesses where we would like them for the future. We're also very much in that temporary and contract space, primarily in trades, technical professionals, experienced operators. So, your typical trades that you would expect, experienced operators like engineers, draftsmen, project managers, geologists, tremendous demand for those sorts of skills. And therefore our business continues to grow, despite the fact that some competitor businesses who might be in more permanent recruitment into insurance companies or banks would be feeling the pain right now. However, even within our business, we have rapidly growing sectors. In mining, there are pockets of our business growing at 30% plus. But we also have quite some exposure to the traditional areas of manufacturing, transport and logistics and the like, where our clients are under more pressure. So within a pretty good result overall, there's some very strong sectors and some weaker ones.
And what about your own sort of formation as a CEO? You obviously you're a CEO of a JV, convenience store JV, and then COO of Coles for a while. But was it still a big step up to take over as CEO of a listed public company?
Well, I think the answer to that has to be yes, it's always a big step up. But my background, I spent nearly 20 years with Shell, both here in Australia and overseas. I had some exposure to shareholder engagement and so on. I ran the UK business for Shell, which at home market meant that I was attending results and annual general meetings and things like that. Not participating heavily, but at least I started to get that exposure. When I came back, part of the benefit for me of joining Coles, despite the challenging times that business went through, was that I fairly rapidly got exposure to the market side in a way that you don't normally get inside very big companies. So I got a taste for it there. I believed that I could do it, and that the combination of my technical skills, if you like, and leadership skills in terms of running businesses and large teams of people through a change process combines pretty well with what I learnt I could do in terms of dealing with the market and shareholders.
What do you think the most important thing is in being a CEO, particularly of a business like yours, where you're trying to change it and position it in the way that you are?
Well, I think what I've learnt is that the most important thing is to be confident, to take a view once you come in, to convey that view with confidence internally, primarily because my background is either a turnaround situation where you need to change the belief of people who might be used to underperforming, who might think that that's just the way it is, or in some cases taking a business that's operating pretty well but believing that you can double or triple the rate at which it's growing, for instance with Coles Express. Both of them are primarily about convincing yourself, first of all, so that you can convey to the team with conviction a very simple, clear strategy. And I think in Skilled's case, I came in with a view. I'd done the numbers in a lot of detail before I'd come in, so that once you're in there, it's less about the numbers and it's more about the people. In Skilled's case, just for particular circumstances, in the first week that I was in, we needed to make a decision in that case, not to sell our Swan contract personnel business to reduce debt with the banks, but to retain that business, which is the best performed business that we've had over the last year. It's very much in the sweet spot, but then we had to go a harder road, selling non-core assets, reducing costs, dramatically improving cash flow
to reduce
debt.
The easy thing to do would be to sell your best business to cut down debt.
Correct.
But in fact, it was more difficult to sell less good businesses and to
drive the operational cash flow to reduce debt, and then go to the market fairly quickly for a capital raising. And in order to do that, from day one in this business, you know, we were out there engaging with shareholders, which is probably unusual. You'd probably give yourself a little bit of time. Now, you can only do that if you're coming in with a clear view, with conviction, and that only comes through, in my case anyway, through experience and believing that you've seen this sort of situation before, you think this is the way to handle it, and off you go.
Great to talk to you, Mick. Thanks for coming.
Thanks very much.